coming in. Hello. Great to have you all here. Thank you very much indeed to all of you for joining us today. Gosh, we've got lots of people coming in, actually. That's great. So, hello, David. Hello, Dean. How are you? Hello, Orla. Hello, Richard. Hello, Simon. Oh, it's great to have you all here. It seems like ages. So, today's session is updates and changes to the Euro Global Quality Seal. We've got 135 people signed up for this, but as you all know, this is being recorded, so I will edit the recording. I'll send it all out to you tomorrow, and I will actually put it up on our social media on Friday, because we want to make people aware of the changes that are being made to the seal. So, as I say, if at any time you do need to drop off the webinar, you will get the recording, so you'll be able to go back over it whenever you wish. So, basically today, I would like to introduce you to my three brilliant panelists, Martina Sharvai, who is the project director on the Euro Global Quality Seal, who I'm sure you all know, and Tad Linden, who is the CEO of Euro, who again, I'm sure you all know, and to Marie Turner, who is the coordinator for the seal for Euro. Great to have you here, Marie. You've done a brilliant job putting this all together over the last few years, and you're going to be taking quite a lot of administrative responsibility from now on, so it's great to have you with us. We sent out a survey, as we do, just before Christmas, asking people who do not have the seal what the barriers were to them getting the seal. We wanted more information about why Euro members are not going through the Euro Global Quality Seal. So finally, we asked just some very straightforward questions, first of which was, are you aware of the seal? And I was very delighted to say that 90% of people said yes. So that was good, because that would have been a bit of a worry. We then asked about other certifications that the people who responded held. Very interestingly, of the group who responded, 60% did not have another certification. That surprised us a bit. 10% had ISO 9001, 7% had ISO 14001, which is that, Martina? Is that security?
Environmental management. Environmental management.
Thank you, excellent. 45,001, nobody said they had that. 27,001, information security, one person said. So that was a very interesting spread. Then we asked the question, do you plan to take the EGQS in the future? And 60% of respondents said yes, they did, which is terrific, because we want to get as many Euro members into the SEAL program as possible for reasons which are obvious. It's a quality certification across the Euro network, which ensures that people are working. So then we asked about timescale, and 30% said within the next 12 months, but 45% said when I've got the time, which was exactly what we had all kind of predicted. And then we asked, what support would you need in order to help you with the EGQS Plus? And the biggest one was 56% of respondents said a mentoring program. So we're going to come on to that in a minute. And then we asked for the barriers of what's getting in the way. And the biggest one by far, 68% of people said the lack of resources, time and staff, and hours for those staff to be able to develop the program. After that, it was cost. We're going to talk about that at some length this afternoon. And the other after that was it's not known to my clients. So that 20% of people who said it's not known to their clients corresponds to the people who probably won't go through the seal, the 40% who said they don't have a plan to go through it in future, which again is all stuff that's very, very valuable information for us. And then we asked the final question, have clients raised any issues about you not having a certification? This was a surprise. 95% of respondents said no. No client had raised an issue about having a certification. The 5% who did responded that the issue that was highlighted was 50% RFP and 50% your competitors have a certification. So that gave us some very usable data. As a result, and as a result of things that we've been talking about over the past few years while administering the seal, we're making some changes. So Tad, why do we have the Euro Global Quality Seal?
Well, we have the Euro Global Quality Seal because as an association, we are supposed to provide services or do things that are going to help our members develop their businesses. We have a full training program, the MIM, which has been in existence for many, many years. And individuals go through the MIM training program And we always looked at things like ISO 9001 and thought, is there any way we could do something that was actually relevant to our members, specifically the relocation industry? And in 2008, I think we launched the Euro Global Quality Seal. So we provide something which helps the company, and we also provide something which works with the employees. So that was the logic there, and it's kind of what an association does. So it's what's written on the box, as it were.
So I know Martina's going to go through the detail of the changes that we're making. Oh, and by the way, just before, sorry, I should have said this at the top of the webinar. We're not making changes to the quality standard. There are a few, as there always are, in the review that we do every year. This is not about the quality standard. We're not expecting people to suddenly completely have to redo their quality manual when they recertify or certify for the first time. This is about changes to the administration process and the audit itself. So Tad, in a nutshell, why are we making these changes?
We want to streamline the thing. We want to make it more efficient. We want to make it easier for everybody. We've worked with auditing companies up until now, and in many respects, that's been very successful. But our problem is that we don't have large numbers of people going through the seal, so it makes it more, it's less effective for them. And we decided that, well, one of the problems was that sometimes people face an audit and the auditor comes in and they have no clue what the relocation industry is, which is not a very good start. And we want to make sure that the people that we use as auditors are fully aware of the relocation industry. And so we've basically selected at the moment, although we potentially increase the numbers, for auditors who can actually who know the industry, who understand the industry. So there are no questions at the very beginning as to, what is relocation, which I think a lot of us have that problem with many people over the years. But if you're being audited, you do want the person who's actually working with you to understand what's going on.
And I mean, Martina's going to go into this in more detail, but that was one of the things that, again, over the years, one of the, obviously we are constantly surveying the system and the process and the members who are going through it. And one of the things that we felt was very important was that we had a core set of independent auditors who have gone through the certification and recertification of the Euro Global Quality Seal many times. And so they're going to be experts at what they do. Without further ado, Martina, I'm going to hand over to you. I will just pass you the host.
I did have one more comment.
Oh, go on, Ted.
Yeah, the other thing, and it's addressing partly what was in the survey, is to perhaps offer a more cost-effective solution to members. Make it a more attractive thing for those who don't have the seal to actually go through the process of getting the seal. And I think that's extremely important. Okay, sorry.
Martina's going to go through some of the detail on that now, but yeah, we talked with the executive group and we talked, between ourselves, and we talked with other members. And, if one of the barriers to going for the seal is cost, that's something we can control. So Martina, I'm passing the host to you because I know you've got a few slides. Oh, by the way, when Martina opens the slides, it's just a glitch with Zoom. It'll suddenly open up in full screen. If you want to see the rest of your screen, just press escape. Oh, by the way, and also, if you've got any questions at any time, just put them in the chat box and I'll keep an eye.
Yeah, great. Yeah, thank you, Dom and Tad. Yeah, we worked on the new process now for a little bit more over half a year, and it was a very interesting developing process. So what I want to share with you is to give you a quick overview of what is new. Basics are, it's still the same. You as a Euro member request that you request that you want to go through the process of certification of your global quality management system. And then you receive an offer for this auditing process by Marie, so from Euro. And it is necessary to know that all the data she needs in order to prepare you an offer, because each offer is based on your specific situation of your company. But all those information kept very secret, so they're not passed on to another EURA member. The only thing they have passed on, of course, to the chosen auditor, because he or she then has to work with the data and getting into contact with you. So that is, I think, really important, because right now, or in the last years, we had external certification bodies, and who did this job, who were completely 100% independent from EURA. They kept all the data. Now we want to change it. Marie is the person, responsible person to taking care of your company specific data, but those data you have to provide in order to receive a company specific offer. And of course, all data will be treated as strictly as confidential as possible by EURA, as well by the auditors. So that is the basic. What is all about the new audit process? And to provide you a better structure, we have like a pre-audit phase, an audit planning phase, an audit execution phase, and a post-audit phase. And we have all this in much more detailed process steps, because we all the time have this different parties of this whole process, which is Marie as the administrator of the EURA Global Quality Seal audit process. Then we have the external and independent auditor, and we have you, and the most important part of this triangle is you, because your company, your quality management system. So what happens first? Pre-audit phase. You as EURA member request the EURA Global Quality Seal Plus audit. Then Marie sends you a request document, and she's asking for all the information. And if you like to go for it, you have to pay the 300 euro administrative fee. We didn't change that, so that happened in the past as well. You receive an offer from Marie based on your information, and you receive all the information package with all the new documents you need in order to be prepared for the external audit. Not only for the external audit, but to be prepared in order to develop and implement your quality management system based on the requirements of the EURA Global Quality Seal Plus. So what happens then? If you get this arrangement, then you receive from Marie an offer for the audit. You accept this offer, and that is a contract. So we try to make it, the easiest way we could think about it. Then Marie identifies the available auditor, and the auditor receives the EURA member basic information and the audit dates, or you get in contact with the auditor, arrange the audit dates, and then the auditor contacts the EURA member, and you discuss the stuff, and EURA is having then a contract with the auditor. So audit execution. In the third phase, the real audit, is taking place. So you, as EURA member, you send the relevant documents to the auditor, for example, the self-assessment questionnaire, and then you receive a document analysis report, a feedback report from the auditor, and where is stated in, okay, I'm missing this, I'm missing that. Do you have, some additional information about that? So this is, not the original audit, but this is the system analysis, and this is the readiness review. So the auditor is checking the documentation you provided him, and then coming back to you and said, well, everything is fine. Of course, that is, possible as well. Or I'm missing first, second, third, those kind of information, or probably you have it in your, in your database somewhere, but not available online, and we have to come up with a meeting so you can show and share your screen or whatever. That is a complete discussable between the auditor and yourself. So the next step is that the auditor conducts the audit and the original audit, and that is a big change compared to the past, because the audit will take place online. and it's all remote audit. So no auditor has to travel around the world to get the information and to audit you and your employees, your staff members. All audits take place remotely. That is interesting because auditing, it's much easier, because therefore it's not that important that you have a local auditor. So if you are, for example, are in Australia, it's not necessary anymore that the auditor is in Australia or is within your time zone. So audits can be split over 2 days. So the first part of the audit is in the evening or in the morning or whenever, depends on the time zone where the auditors in and the audited companies in, and the next day is the same. So all this is negotiable between the auditor and you yourself as the representative of the company. Okay, if the audit is done, you receive feedback, you receive a report, and if everything is okay, Marie receives the information. Hey, everything is okay. Please provide the Euro Global Quality Seal Plus certificate. And then Marie sends you the EGQS Plus certificate. Post-audit, what happens after that? Okay, if you receive services, and of course you have to pay for it, and then Marie sends you the invoice. You have to pay. So you receive a survey, a satisfaction survey from Euro, and then Marie is going on and proceed with the administration of the whole process. So the one big change really is we reduce the number of auditors, as Dom told you before. That makes sure that our auditors are all experienced in the relocation business. I think that is really important, because we had complaints about that during the last years now and then. And the second big change is that the whole audit process is online, so it doesn't matter where, more or less doesn't matter where the auditor is located. If you prefer that the auditor, nevertheless, is coming to your site, please go ahead. I mean, we're not declining it, but it's not necessary. So if you prefer that, go on, discuss it with your auditor. And if you're fine to pay travel costs and accommodation, and the auditor is fine to do the traveling, then please, it's up to you. You can, of course, do that. Let's
Martina,
talk. Yes, of course.
Can I just make a point? Sorry, I was just trying to reply. Rohit, you put a very good question into the chat. And
Yes.
because I'm not the host anymore, I can't select to reply to you. So I wrote the reply. We're good. So Rohit's saying, I'm worried about the certification body. Will it be BV? One of the primary changes that Martina has outlined is that we will become, Europe has become the certification body using our independent auditors. Tab.
I think it's correct to say we've always been the certification body.
We have.
It's just that the BV and DQS have been issuing certificates on our behalf.
That's absolutely right, Ted.
No change there.
Essentially, the certification body is Euro because Martina and us and the team in the EG have always built the standard. So it's our standard. And that's why we've been able to be flexible over things like extensions to certification. If somebody needs a 3-month extension, we can do that. Where the certification is being done by an audit body, we have much less flexibility. So this is a great step in the right direction. We've had a fantastic experience with DQS and BV, but this is just more efficient. Sorry, Martina, go ahead.
Yeah, and that's absolutely right, because the law behind that is because the EGQS is a so-called non-accredited standard. So there is, we can do it, the only you can do it, Euro, or we would like to ask another company, another like BV or DQS or, whoever should do it in our name. But we are the owner of the standard.
And Rohit, thank you for your other question. And thank you, Javier. That's very nice of you to say. So yes, you can do the 9001 ISO and the EGQS together. Martina's going to come on to the details of that.
Okay, let's talk about pricing. I know, you might be probably interested in what does it cost. The calculation of the audit time, and so the pricing of the price tag on the audit depends on your annual turnover. Okay, so for example, if you have an annual turnover between 200,000 and 500,000, the document analysis will take place for three-quarters of a day. The initial audit, so the certification audit, will take place one Monday, and it doesn't matter. You can do it on 2 days. First day 4 hours, next day 4 hours. It's completely up to you. It's the same, you know. It's just you have to negotiate that with the auditor. The costs will be the same. In that case, it's 1,900 euro. No additional fees for traveling, for accommodation, and so on. And this is a fee you have to pay in the first year. Just for your information, if you should have during the initial audit a non-conformity, or in the recertification audit after 2 years, in order to check and to close officially this non-conformity by the external auditor, it will cost 120 euro per non-conformity, just for your information. Okay, after 2 years, so still the certificate is valid for 2 years. And after 2 years, if you like to go through the recertification, through a re-audit, then the time, the man days who are used by the auditor are reduced. For example, you can see here the second level is between 200 and 500,000 annual turnover. The document check is just half a day, and the re-audit is 0.75 days. So the total cost after 2 years for the recertification is 1,300 euro. And that's it. So there are no like hidden costs, no additional costs for security check, for quality checks, for certificates forever. So that's it. Okay. So that, I think, it's a big difference between a EURA organized audit process and an audit process organized by the big certification bodies, because they add all these different costs to their audit process. If you went through this, you are probably aware of this. This was surprising for the certification or recertification if you have just one location. But we know that there are out there a lot of companies who have different or several locations. And then, of course, because you have several locations, there will be costs will be added. And you can see that depends on the number of your additional sites. For example, if you have 8 additional sites next to your headquarter, then you have audited offices. 2 additional offices will be audited every second year. And the initial audit is 1 man-day per site. So the fee is 1,000 euros. So it's really transparent, I think, from my point of view. We tried to reduce costs whenever it is possible. So now there might be some out there say, well, you know, that's really nice, Euro Global Quality Seal Plus, but I like to have Euro Global Quality Seal Plus in addition to my existing 9,001, 14,001, 27,001, whatever kind of certificate. That is not a problem. Because if you have an ISO 9001 certificate, and this is a quality standard, if you have multi, certifications, that doesn't matter. But you need, if you have the ISO 9001 by any kind of certification body somewhere in the world, it is accredited standard, an accredited company from whom you will receive a certificate where it's posted, you receive your company name, receive the ISO 9001 certificate based on an audit, and it will be annually re-audited, and it's valid for 3 years. So those are the international standards. And then we say, well, you know, we or the auditors say, I just check the differences between the ISO 9001 requirements, because all of our auditors are very experienced ISO 9001 auditors as well, so they know the contents very well of the standard, and they're able to check in a really short period of time the differences between ISO 9001 and the Euro Global Quality Seal Plus. So the costs will be minimized, and then you receive, and that will be done remotely again. So even so, if your ISO 9001 certificate or audit will take place on site, the EGQS Plus audit will take remote, and that can be organized very close to your ISO 9001 audit date. For example, your auditor by ABC certification body comes to your site for 2 days, on the 1st, on the 2nd April, and then you can arrange for the 3rd April. You can here a couple of hours, 2 hours with the EGQS Plus auditor and put it again, and then you receive Euro Global Quality Seal Plus audit certificate, and on that certificate it's stated that you are already ISO 9001 certified. And we kept that as well as in the past. Your Global Quality Seal audit, the timing and the validity will be matched to your ISO 9001 audit, so that you're not in the position, yet we have 2 different certificates with 2 different, you know, valid dates. That doesn't make really sense in the practice. So everything will be connected and joined together. Good. If you have a multi-site audit in addition to an existing multi-site ISO 9001 certificate, of course, we offer that as well. And yeah, again, we are looking how many sites do you have. Then we select the number of sites. We select the sites, and then we look how many sites we have to audit online in addition to the headquarter. And then you get here a pretty good overview of the pricing for such an EGQS Plus multi-site audit in addition to an existing ISO 9001 certificate. So it's no rocket science, but it looks pretty easy. But we had a lot of discussions what is the easiest way, what is the best way to offer you very low barriers in order to go for the seal and to get started with it. So
Can I just
what
make
we
a
do?
very quick comment, Martina?
Yes.
Sorry. Just to say, Luca, thank you for your question. Yeah, what I will do is I will print this presentation to PDF, and I will put it in the YouTube notes that I'll send out to you tomorrow or Friday. And thank you, Jeremy. Yes, we are recording it, and we'll be showing that afterwards. Sorry, Martina, on you go.
Fine. So who will be our auditors? As Don and Ted already told you, we are starting to talk to auditors, but not any kind of auditors. What we ask a couple of certified companies about their experience with their auditors in the past, and therefore we received very positive feedback about, for example, Jochen Muscala, Knut Popp, Stefan Matuvis, and Sama Salman. So they're in Europe or in UAE located, but that doesn't make, really not really a difference. So they can audit in all time zones all over the world, and they're all willing to do audits in European time, very early in the morning or late in the evening. So that's it's matching. I don't think that is really a big challenge. So then another question from Jura members is, well, it would be great if we could have some mentors, person who are experienced in the relocation. They're coming out of the office, out of the branch, and know what we are talking about and know the standard very well and went by themselves through the whole process, and then can recommend and answer some quick questions, and yeah, Dom was fine, and we asked Arthur Löfgren-Gunsken and Michelle Bramstoff, and I think most of you will know both. And we are going, checking, and Dom is asking more people, and let's start with that, and then we will see how big the questions and how many questions really come to our new members and mentors. Yeah, quality assurance. Because if you incorporate such a process to your own association, it's all about quality assurance, because how do we as Jura assure that the quality of the audits keeps the same level of quality? Because in the past, the certification body, they're really close and they're really reviewing and overviewing the auditors. And so we decided that we will do quality checks on a regular basis. That means I do like spot checks if there is an appropriate reason. For example, if a company complains about an auditor, that might happen in the future, then we will keep an eye on the audit. We can't do anything about the past audit, but we will definitely do a review of the next audits. That means really practical. I will be, because it's online, it's easy. I will be part of the next audit if this auditor is auditing. And it really, I will review the whole process of document check, of feedback, of reporting, of doing the audit, and so on and so on. So this is part of our quality assurance, and we think that we choose right now very high level auditors, very experienced auditors, but we are assured if you do not have any kind of control, that might be, the quality might go down. We don't think that, but it might happen. So we decided to do this checking on a regular basis of auditors, of audit reports, of the audit plan, of the document analysis report, and so on, just to make sure that you receive the right quality. And of course, you are the most important part of this whole process, because you are the person, as a company, you will receive an audit service, but to receive an audit service should never be just to check documents or to check processes. The most important point is that the auditor is going into a conversation, in a discussion, that he or she is like a sparring partner for you as a company, or representative of the company, or to your employees, because our biggest goal is that you at the company improve your quality of your services and get more efficient, get more effective with your work and with your processes. And therefore, I think it's so important that the auditors have experience in the relocation business, and so in the past, several different relocation companies. And so they have a very, very good level of possibility of evaluation. Yeah, nevertheless, that is a new audit process. Dom, any further questions we should discuss?
No, I don't think anything's come through. If anybody has got any questions, please pop them in the chat box and we will address them. I think, again, just to stress what Martina was saying, every which way that we've looked at this together as a group with the executive group, the key is that quality assurance piece, that this is actually going to make the process better, that we will be able to have much more control over the experience that the auditors have coming into your business. The other thing I also wanted to stress was we've been through all this with Gordon Coe, our legal advisor, in terms of the data security and how we hold your data. Nobody will see the data that's requested for turnover, for example, except for Marie, and that data will be held securely and it will never be shared. And we just so that you're aware, in preparation for this process, we've all actually moved to much more powerful computers, because our IT people made the very important point that if you're holding that kind of data, you need to have much enhanced security for malware, for phishing, and for hacking. So we've invested quite a lot of money in making sure that our system is as robust as our IT companies say it can be. So again, it's another point that we took very seriously.
Yeah.
So Martina, if you're ready, I'll take back the host. Is that okay?
Yeah, just a second. For those who are
Okay.
certified, just a quick information about, because Dom, you told us about we have very little changes. It's the only change we have with the new standard is really in chapter 6.3. And because we avoided to make too many changes to the standard, because we did a big change in the process of auditing. So just for those who are suspicious what will be in the next standard, it's really little. It's just about the documentation, and that's not it's no big deal. Yeah. Right. So take over.
Thank you very much, Martina. That's great. Thank you, Alistair. That's exactly what we were hoping for, that it makes the experience better, simpler, more professional. And introducing you to my fantastic colleague, Marie, who is super efficient. Marie, I know you're going to be taking a lot of the heavy lifting on this. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm actually really quite excited about it. I think the process will be a lot more efficient and go a lot more smoothly.
Because I think one of the frustrations that you've had in the past has been sort of sitting in the middle of the audit companies, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Very frustrating indeed.
Communication is something which can now happen directly with our office, and Marie obviously is going to be your central point of contact on that. So it means that that when you contact Marie, that it's not being handed up the line, that there's not a conversation going on in the background between another audit company. So the communication will be direct with Marie. So any questions that you've got, I'm just going to show you a couple of things. I just need to do my screen share. Screen share. Okay, I want to just show you what the new certificate will look like. It's very simple. The change is the certificate is now branded by us because we are now handing the certificate as the certification body. There'll be a slightly different one, obviously, if you are ISO 9001 as well, because as Martina said, we need to incorporate all of the data of your ISO 9001 certification into your Euro EGQS Plus certification, but it's all very straightforward. And on our webpage, you will find updated information about how this is going to look. And this is here. So just go to the Euro website, go to the Quality Seal tab, click on Quality Seal, and as a full guide, under the click here for the full guide, and on there again, you will find all the details of the new system, plus all of the pricing is on there as well. But I will put that pricing matrix on a link in the YouTube film, which, as I say, I will send to you tomorrow. So you will have all the details. But if you need the details of the system, it's all now available on the website. And as I say, the other thing that, as Martina alluded to, we are hoping to increase our pool of mentors. If you would like to become a mentor under the seal, we would love to talk to you about that. I think one of the things that we're trying to establish, and we were talking about this earlier, is Euro will fund a certain amount of time for mentoring. And then after that, if you actually do want to contract somebody to take you through the seal as a consultant, we're going to find people who will be able to do that for you. And that would be something that you would contract individually with a person. But we are looking to provide a couple of hours free mentoring with the people that we've already been discussing this project with, and hopefully with any of you who would like to do it, or anybody you know, because obviously you can always contact us. If there's a sticking point in the quality standard, send me an email. If I don't know the answer, Marie does, or if Marie doesn't, then Martina certainly does. So we can help as much as possible. Does anyone have any questions? Martina, when does this program go live?
Good question. I think we talked about it would be 1st of April.
Yeah. So if you find yourself in a situation where you've got an audit coming up before the 1st of April, those contracts are being honoured. If for some reason hear differently from the audit company, please contact us, and obviously we can immediately get your audit sorted out remotely. But everything after the 1st of April, I know, Marie, you've been through the schedule of everyone who's recertifying, and there are a few people in the middle of that, right?
Yes, there are a few people that have already got their audits scheduled for before the beginning of April, so we'll just let those go ahead as planned.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but again, have any questions about that, just contact Marie. She'll know your audit cycle. If you're on a recertification cycle, she'll know your audit cycle. And again, we'll do as much as we can. Thank you, Rohit. Rohit says, thank you. It's really made our lives simpler. Well, we're really pleased you said that, because that was the absolute intention of this, was to continue the quality that enables you to show that you have amazing process management, but from our point of view, as simple as possible. Thank you, Renzi. I appreciate that. Thank you all. Great changes.
Yeah, and still, I mean, there's you know, register at Marie. That is definitely, it's still the first step, and then you're able to receive and you have access to the whole training for it. You have access to the documents, to the self-assessment questionnaire, and everything, to the standard, of course. And then you can start and have a look through and think about it. And if you're interested, and then go the next step and ask Marie for an offer, because this offer then is really special offer for your company. I mean, of course, you can, you know, pick from the overview. You can, you know, manage probably by yourself to account this couple of numbers. But if you really need an offer, ask Marie for it. It's the easiest way.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a question. There's an important...
Yes, I was just coming to that. So yeah, we can. Thank you, Annalise. That's a very good question. Can you delay renewal with 1 or 2 months? Yes, just contact Marie. We can push certifications forward up to 3 months before we need to talk about you know, the ongoing process of that. But also we then put you back onto the audit program that you were on before, if we can. But we work with you to make sure this program is going to work for you. The other thing I was going to say, I have now completely, oh no, I remember. So on the Euro website for the Euro Global Quality Seal, you will see a link to the training program in the Euro Academy. It's completely free. You just have to log in. It will take you through, Martina in that program takes you step by step through the quality standard and how you should approach each section, what you need to do, what you need to think about, what policies you've got. It's all in there, along with all the policy documents, pro formas that we give you as well. We're trying to make give you as much education as possible. So always go and do that training. Even before you, if you're new to this, if you're recertifying, obviously you know what you're doing. If you're new to this and it seems very daunting, just go do that training. Do an hour a day. It's really great. In which case, thank you to everybody for your thank you, Vina. Thank you, that's really, really good. Best regards to Istanbul back. It's really lovely to have such an international audience as always. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact Marie. Her contact details are all on that Euro webpage. And in the downloadable guide, you can contact me at any time. You can contact Martina at any time. Martina's contact details will be at the end of the PowerPoint that she showed you earlier, which will be in the links to the YouTube notes. Oh, Veron Mahan, thank you. That's a great comment. Thank you, the whole team. I no longer have the fear. That is exactly what we were. That's exactly what we were hoping for. And Salman is one of the auditors who's going to be on the program. Thank you so much, Sama. We are really excited to have you on board as well. So I will say thank you so much, Martina, Tad, Marie. Any questions, we're here. It's all on the website. And I'll send you the recording as soon as I get the recording edited, hopefully tomorrow. Thanks again, everybody. Thank you for being with us. And Happy New Year. I know it's almost too late to say that now, but I'm still going to say it.
See you in Villamoura.
See you in Villamoura.